ACC.
Yeah, Florida State has struggled in its last 4 games. They are 1-3. They are starting their same 5 for the 17th straight time as the tip is in the air and we are off and running. Great to have you with us on ACCN. Florida State in the away black, BC in the home whites. And right away, an offensive foul is called by official Tommy Morrissey. Jaden Zachary hits the deck.
And this is going to be key. Boston College comes out and man-to-man. Yeah, that's a moving screen. Again, easy call. And that's more on the guard right there. Again, you have to wait for that screen. Certainly, you do not want to start the game off with a turnover on the road.
Deontay Green whistled for the offensive foul. Officials, Teddy Valentine, Pat Driscoll, and Tommy Morrissey. Post can't handle the pass, but it is BC ball. Florida State defensively known as a swarming unit, known as a thievery unit. They lead the league in steals. Why are they so superb?
Switching 1 through 5. They have length at all 5 positions. They will switch and make it difficult for you to swing the ball in the passing lane. Right there, turnover. And that is all set up because of Florida State's length and their ability to switch 1 through 5.
And that was not evident, though, against Louisville, especially in the first half on Saturday when they gave up 47 points.
We spoke with Coach Hamilton at shoot-around. I said, hey, Coach, what's going on? Again, they're a team that can beat anybody, and that was a head-scratcher right there, giving up 100 points to Louisville.
Certainly turns some heads in the league as Jamir Watkins has the first 2 of the night. And Watkins is a relentless presence on both ends of the floor.
And this is the key area right here. How Boston College handles the pressure. Look, Florida State's going to run 10 guys at them. They're going to pressure you, and then they're going to continue to make it difficult for you to make swing passes on offense.
The man with the ball moments ago, Chaz Kelly, 0-0, making his 7th start. BC's 5-1 with him in the starting lineup at the point. Another turnover by the Eagles. Here comes Baba Miller, who is a former guard in Spain. He was 6'2" at the age of 14. Now he's 7 feet. And good defense by the Eagles. The pack line disrupts the driving Worley.
And watch how Florida State plays. Again, any ball screen, side screen, they're going to switch. So Boston College is going to have to run their offense crisp. And you're going to have to make individual plays against Florida State. They're not going to let you get many rotations with the ball.
Quick 3 by Darren Green. He has that type of range. The junior making his 22nd start. He's 40% from 3, climbing the Florida State all-time list. And keep in mind, BC has not played in a week, so the layoff may factor in here in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Key, we asked Coach Earl Grant about that, and obviously that's the guessing game. When you have that type of layoff, that's a concern for coaches. The timing, and also, I think, just the speed of the game.
League Bay with the air ball 3. Florida State on the offensive end with Baba Miller. Still refining his offensive game and taking it to the cup against fellow 7-footer Post.
Baba Miller, there are NBA execs in this building. He was highly touted when he came to Florida State. You said it, a 6'2" guy when he was 14 years old, grew to close to 7 feet, and he has guard skills. He plays like a guard with a 7'5" wingspan.
And you asked Leonard Hamilton earlier today, who does he compare to? He said maybe Jonathan Isaac, who's now with Orlando. The 3 by Kelly rims out. So BC's slow start continues, 3 minutes plus without a bucket. Florida State averaging 77 points an outing. The turnaround is good.
And this, John, right here, again, the key for Earl Grant. He said, look, we have to keep the paint touches under control against Florida State. That's how they want to play. If they want to attack the paint, whether it's off of turnovers or in their half court, Boston College has got to do a better job slowing down and keeping the ball out of the paint against Florida State.
Foul is on Quinten Post. 9-0 run for the Seminoles to start the night. Watkins strong again. And the board is corralled by Mason Matson just off of Earl Grant's bench. Matson leads BC in three-point shooting. Claudell Harris from three is too strong. Good hustle by the Seminoles, but Matson throws it to McLaughlin, and BC's off the schneid.
And that's the oldest thing as a basketball player. Don't save it out of bounds under your own basket if you can't, unless you know there's your guys back there. That's a huge break for Boston College.
McLaughlin efficient on the offensive end. 22 for 35 field goals his last 3 games. And is he an improved player, candidate for most improved in the ACC?
Yeah, again, credit the Boston College coaching staff. They've done a nice job with his development.
They are swarming the ball on the defensive end. That's energy that Leonard Hamilton will be happy with. So a slow start for BC. The Noles up by 7. So the tone has been set, Malcolm Huckabee, by the Noles defense in the first 4 minutes of this game.
It really has, and you look at the numbers, they're first. You look at it in terms of forcing steals, turnovers. They do a great job because of their length. They're able to switch 1 through 5 right now for Boston College. Backdoor cuts and then setting solid screens. That's going to be the key for them right now to go along with. You're going to have to beat them off the bounce as well, too. Somebody's going to have to step up and make individual plays.
And you just saw in your picture 3 subs inserted by Hamilton. Taylor Bowen, Cam Corn, and Josh Nickelberry, and they'll go 10 deep. That's a tradition at Florida State. That's the Leonard Hamilton system. Zachary for Mason Matson. And Bowen has the rebound.
Can't ask for a better look. If you're Earl Grant, beautiful dribble drive that time by Zachary. A wide open look for Matson.
Darren Green over to Primo Spears, also off the bench. Bowen trying to drive on McLaughlin, and Pat Driscoll calls a foul on Devin McLaughlin. That's his first. Here comes Armani Mighty. Earl Grant replacing the 7-footer Quinten Post. BC's offense 1 for 5 from the field on 2s, 0 for 3 on 3s.
And this was a concern of Earl Grant and the coaching staff of Boston College. The long layoff, slow start, a little out of sync offensively and defensively for Boston College. And Florida State executing beautiful that time. Screen and then hit the roller for a lob pass. Pinpoint passing right here to help late. And again, that's beautiful half-court execution by Florida State.
Terrific pass by Darren Green. Here comes Jaden Zachary. He's off the ball to start the game with Chaz Kelly in at point and a steal. Green, the rim run from Bowen, and contact. It's on Armani Mighty, his first. BC called for fouls in the first 5+ minutes and only 1 bucket, but the turnover problematic.
Right now, you're right. That is the issue. They're just having issues running their offense. Again, that's something, a staple of Florida State. How you combat that, again, backdoor cuts and better screens.
16 turnovers averaged by BC in the last 3 games. They only averaged 10 per game, but they were mounting for the Eagles before their week off. An inauspicious start, down by 10 with Taylor Bowen at the line, and it rattles home.
And here comes the pressure again. They're giving Boston College a different look now, and now they defend the inbounder. They are going to be relentless in their pursuit of pressuring you.
Claudell Harris, Charleston Southern transfer, was honored before the game as he reached 1,000 career points in his collegiate career. With those 5 threes at Syracuse a week ago, or here at Connie Forum, and the Eagles win. Bowen after another turnover. 3 on the way by Nickelberry is good. The Atlantic 10's 6th man of the year from LaSalle last season. A 16-2 bulge for Florida State to start the game. And the Eagles are hurting on the offensive end. We'll be back after this.
When you have a history of greatness, the real challenge starts after the finish line. When victory alone isn't enough, you raise your bar, keep dreaming, and go beyond the limits of what you ever thought possible. The new 2024 Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot, part of our most rugged trail sport lineup yet. From Honda.
Not working.
Well, the issue right now for Boston College, turnovers. That was key coming into this game, how they would handle, obviously, the layoff, but then the pressure of Florida State. They lead the ACC in turnovers forced. Right now, they are being disruptive, and then on the offensive end, they're getting high percentage looks.
How about the handle by Bol Bowen? Running the break after the fourth BC turnover. Setting up Nickelberry for the open three. Chaz Kelly, the sophomore from Houston, batted away as attempting for Quinten Post in the post. Watkins got his hands on it, and that's something we've talked about a lot in regards to Florida State. Quick hands, especially in the middle of the defense.
And I think what they need to do right now, set a high ball screen for Quinten Post. Florida State's going to switch. So that's going to leave a guard on him and then try to get him posted. That time, though, they get a paint touch off of a miss. They're going to need more of that. Again, Florida State's not going to give up too many uncontested jumpers.
Post with the putback. Bowen the three. Got it. Taylor Bowen. My goodness. Prince Alipe is headed to the bench for the Eagles with an apparent leg injury.
You cannot ask for a better start on the road if you're Coach Hamilton, coming off of a loss versus Louisville. And right now it has been all Florida State, set up by their defense. They just really have made it difficult for a Boston College to run any offense.
Third three of the season for Bol Bowen in 18 attempts. Kelly got met by a double team. Post will take the three, and he'll make the three. He has that type of range, which is why he's very appealing to NBA scouts.
And that's set up, though, again, Chaz Kelly breaking down the defense, dribble drive, draw help, kick out. That's going to be the formula.
And a travel on the Seminoles. That's 1,002 points for Quinten Post as he joins the 1,000-point club, and he did it with effective style.
And that's all set up again by Chaz Kelly, but Boston College gives it right back up.
Bol Bowen with the punctuation point after another turnover. They're playing into the Noles' hands, aren't they?
Well, right now, just inbounding the ball, but right here has been an issue. Ball fakes, and then guys need to move. But right now, they're just standing. Watch how the inbounds right now, trying to inbound the ball. You got three guys standing around. If you're Boston College, somebody's got to move to get open.
And this is Chad Kelly. He'll play the full 94 feet on defense. No surprise. Leonard Hamilton said earlier this week, you know what? We don't change for anybody. We just play our game. We hope for the best. Post. Harris for three. That will help the BC cause.
Key ingredient for their 2 threes. Dribble penetration. That time, though, they gave Quinten Post a touch in the paint and drew the double team.
Blocked by Jaden Zachary. Triggers the break for Claudell Harris. The trailing three for Post. McLaughlin, the putback. An industrious board by Devin McLaughlin.
Well, the energy has changed now for Boston College, and they're matching the energy that Florida State came out with to start this game.
A noticeable swing in momentum as BC tries to stifle Florida State, who's red hot. Primo Spears, long distance, and McLaughlin has it. Spears, transfer from Georgetown. Before that, he played at Duquesne. Has scored at every stop. Post. And he's got another two. What a handle by the 7-footer.
And that's what makes him a matchup problem. You have to honor his jumper. That's a 7-footer that can shoot threes. Little head fake, beautiful drive and finish by Quinten Post.
Well, Florida State was up 16-2. Watkins punched away, and Teddy Valentine says it's contact against Florida State. Quinten Post starting to feel it now.
Well, Boston College, the energy has changed. The 7-footer, Quinten Post, with the head fake and fin. Defensively, they've matched the energy that Florida State started this game off with. And then Quinten Post, a big-time right there move off the head fake, all set up, though, by their defense.
So in the last 4 minutes, what has changed for BC offensively?
The energy, and then getting Quinten Post involved. He's surpassed the 1,000-point mark. He needed 3 coming into this game. He's got 7 for the game tonight. And I think handling the pressure of Florida State in this last 3-minute stretch has been key for them.
And 909 of those points coming in his BC career in 71 games since transferring from Mississippi State. Mason Madsen manning the point for the Eagles. The transfer from Cincinnati over to Chaz Kelly, who is the point guard. Post, McLaughlin, and a foul. Good ball movement by BC.
It is, and I think the key has been they're playing through Quinten Post. Again, nice little pass to the foul line area to Post. He draws so much attention. A nice little cut by McLaughlin and pass by Post.
Foul was on Jalen Gainey, who is a transfer from Brown. Played 4 years at Brown. Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year in his last season there. They're expecting a lot of him. He had an injury last year, out for the year in Tallahassee. He's come back this year. 22 field goals, 12 of them dunks.
Certainly an elite athlete, and I think the defensive side, that's something we spoke with Coach Hamilton about. That's one of the things they're lacking this year, that elite rim protector.
And he told us he's going to have 3 7-footers next year. And there's the guy I was just talking about, Jalen Gainey, snapping a 9-0 BC run.
Yeah, and that's just tough. Coach Hamilton and staff say he's got a high basketball IQ.
Adson running the break, and BC has figured it out, it seems, how to beat the press.
And that's there. Again, they're face guarding all 5 guys. You have to have movements, and then also you're going to be able to run somebody long if there's no safety back.
Jamir Watkins, transfer from VCU. Primo Spears with Post on him. Aaron Green. And here comes Chaz Kelly.
Well, what's changed for Florida State to start this game off? They were getting open looks. The last 5 minutes, they've been all contested.
Harris, errant with the 3-pointer, but coming back on defense, tracked down by the Noles. And Gainey has another easy 2, so he has 4 points off of their bench.
I've been impressed with Gainey's touch around the basket. You can tell he's still not exactly 100%, but he adds that presence in. They continue to pressure the ball.
How about that turnover and the dunk for Jamir Watkins. So increased defensive intensity. The lead is at 9 for Florida State. Turnovers have reared their ugly head for BC. That's 6, leading to 11 points for the Noles. Adson in the block. Baba Miller, that 7'2" wingspan.
And that's why he's an intriguing pro prospect. We talked about his growth. Went from 6'2" at 14 years old. Now he stands close to 7 feet. Look at him handling the ball like a point guard. Wow.
In the lane.
And this right here, again, excellent timing by Baba Miller to negate the uncontested layup that time by Madsen. And again, he's a unique prospect. We talked about there are some NBA execs in this building, and he's a guy, again, he's got point guard skills, but he goes to 7 feet, long wingspan.
There's the distance from Miller. Worley controls the glass. Green thought about the three. Now the step back, foul line extended. Chaz Kelly quickly in the front court. Was the aggressiveness a good idea?
Everything except the finish, just could not finish with the left. I like that, though, in transition before the Florida State D can set up.
Worley on the offensive rebound. Too strong, but gets it back. And the putback by Gainey.
Gainey has been relentless. His efficiency in the last 3 minutes, key. Buckets that time, though, on the offensive glass.
Earl Grant was worried about rebounding. Told us that was one of his keys to the game. Post rims it out. Rebounding 11-11. But Florida State a 6-0 run. Jalen Gainey, part of it.
Yeah, he has been huge off the bench for Leonard Hamilton.
If you shot 48% at PC, you would have had, what, 2,500 points?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, I saw you shooting it today at shoot-around, and I know you were definitely a below 10% guy with that form.
Oh, yeah, I was a little off. Let's just say that. Erratic would be the word. You, not so much.
Well, right now, stretch for Boston College. Again, they got to figure out how to keep Florida State out of the paint.
How about Miller attempting the three? And it's batted away, out of bounds off of the Seminoles. Here's tomorrow night's ACC Network's men's basketball doubleheader. Louisville and Syracuse start us off at 7 Eastern. Then Kyle Filipowski and number 9 Duke host Notre Dame. Another fabulous night of basketball on ACCN. North Carolina and Notre Dame, or excuse me, North Carolina and Duke on Saturday. What a game that was. Harrison Ingram, 21 points. It's all over the place. Great job by Dan Shulman and Jay Billis calling that on ESPN. Josh Nickelberry. His shot, but more contact. Foul on Florida State's Miller.
Yeah, they got to push in the back. And offensively right now, as you take a look at the push in the back right here, yeah, that's an easy one for the refs to make. Good block out by Claudell Harris. This is going to be the adjustment for Boston College. How they handle the pressure again. Offensively, backdoor cuts, and then you're going to have to figure out a way to try to break down this defense of Florida State and get the ball in the paint. That's been problematic thus far in the first half.
Devin McLaughlin, usually efficient from that area. He's pretty much money, but not this time. Here comes Darren Green. Nickelberry, nice look for Deontay Green. And a travel turnover, Seminoles. That is their third. And
this is great post defense by Mighty. Again, recovery. Typically, you don't want a guy, offensive player, catching the ball 2 feet in the paint, but he was able to force him underneath the basket and come up with a turnover.
Mighty usually doesn't get much run. 6 minutes per game, only 1 point per outing, 7 for 16 from the field. He's raw, he's developing. They feel like he has a bright future.
And I think in this type of game, though, the way Florida State runs guys at you, Earl Grant is going to be forced to go to his bench.
Here comes Armani Mighty in a double team, and that's problematic. Taken away by Florida State. Errant pass. Good hustle by Nickelberry, but to Claudell Harris. Zachary, the three. Yes, sir.
I'm not sure how Claudell Harris got that skip court pass across. That's pinpoint passing. Nice little head fake by Jaden Zachary. And one of the few open looks they've had in this first half.
First points off turnovers for the Eagles, but Deontay Green with a counter punch for the Noles.
Well, it's been impressive when they've gotten to their half-court sets, Florida State. At times, they've been patient, and then they've been getting high percentage looks.
Green shoots 51%, 6 points per game. Madsen knifing through the defense. Uncontested, that's rare.
And that's set up, though, by Mighty. That's a nice little pick. He blocked off his big and cleared the pass for Madsen.
Now a bit more freewheeling on both ends as Worley missed the bunny. Harris, the three. Waddell Harris. His offense is at a premium.
It's a 5-point game, and if you flip this on, it almost felt like Boston College was down double digits. They're right within striking distance. Great job hanging around.
What a pass by Baba Miller to Darren Green. That was pretty.
Just like that. That's a nice answer by Florida State. You're right. The backdoor cut, that's all set up, though, by Miller's ability to pass. Claudel Harris' ankle looking healthy. Beautiful pull-up. And then right here, the backdoor cut. Beautiful timing and pass by Baba Miller.
Harris to inbound against pressure. He finds Zachary. Zachary over to Harris. Post back in the ball game for the Eagles. Guarded by Taylor Bowen. Zachary doubled. Kelly with 5 to shoot. Good defensive possession, but the Eagles win it back. Harris thought about it. Post. And a beautiful pass out of the double team to McLaughlin.
And Post has used his shot fake multiple times. I think that's what you're going to need. Shot fakes and ball fakes against this aggressive Florida State defense.
Almost a punch away by McLaughlin, but instead a bucket. Rattles home for Cam Corrin. Another efficient shooter for Leonard Hamilton. Corrin, 16 games, shooting 65%. But Post answers with a three. Eagles have made 5 of their last 6 shots.
And they have done a nice job withstanding this run and pressure by Florida State.
Florida State has led from the jump, built an 11-point lead, and taken away by BC. Kelly. Harris from 24, and it sticks in the cylinder. Quinten Post with another three.
Boston College on a little run, closing the gap, still trailing by 4 for all these teams as they try to improve their position.
BC seems to have found some offensive consistency, and a large part of that in the last 6.5 minutes has been just 1 turnover.
You're right, John. I think that's huge. In the game so far, 11 points off of turnovers for Florida State, but that has not been the case in this last 5-minute stretch.
Kelly for 3. Batted away by Corrin. Florida State ball. Thursday we'll have a full slate starting with ACC PM at 4, then a doubleheader for women's basketball with a featured matchup at 8. Number 16 Virginia Tech and number 3 NC State, followed by nothing but net. Coverage you can only find in one place here on the ACC network and the ESPN app. Josh Nickelberry ran into Quinten Post, who blanketed the baseline. Zachary to Kelly. Eyes the 3, and it rims out. Too quick?
No, that's a good look that time again. Anytime you can get an open look before this Florida State D gets set up, you'll take that. They just need to capitalize on those looks.
Eagles 5-1 with Kelly in the starting lineup. He's averaged 6 points as a starter. Career high 13 against St. John's earlier this season, and the Eagles win. Waddell Harris. 50 ball movement, but a steal by Nickelberry.
Yeah, he's too unselfish that time. That one he's got to let fly.
And Nickelberry called for an offensive foul by Tommy Morrissey. Ran into Harris.
Well, you're going to take a look at Quinten Post getting it done defensively. The thing I like about this play, he does not block it out of bounds. Again, keep possession, and then Claudell Harris picking up a charge right here. Again, sliding his feet. Easy call for the refs to make because he extended the arm. I think that's the key thing right there, the extension of the arm. And that's been the difference in this run. Boston College defensively has been better against Florida State.
Zachary forced it. BC regains possession with 71 seconds left in the half.
And this is just a staple Florida State. You're not going to get many looks. Great team defense right there. They made it so difficult in the first half for Boston College to execute offensively.
Zachary for three. Kelly the board. Three for Harris. And Bo Bowen, nice headman pass to Nickelberry for the dunk. Great look by Taylor Bo Bowen. He's from Jericho, Vermont. And I think he is a developing prospect.
Well, I love his energy right here. In transition, beautiful lead pass and finish by Nickelberry.
Nickelberry hit 73s last year for LaSalle after transferring from Louisville. They expected that to continue this year, and it's been a learning curve, and it's always a learning curve when you play for Leonard Hamilton.
Yeah, we spoke with him, and a lot of coaches are seeing this with transfers. You're reprogramming them to play in a different system, a different way of playing. And you said it right, an adjustment period, but they definitely expect him to give them some production.
Quinten Post. And here comes Jamir Watkins. They thought they wanted a timeout, and now they just gave him a timeout. There's some confusion with Tommy Morrissey, the official with Hamilton. But he takes a timeout, and we'll take it as well for 30 seconds. Advantage with 25.3 remaining. Young fans enjoying the action at Connie Forum. Attendance has been up this year for the Eagles, like it is for the most part around the ACC, and they hope that they can continue to carry it over. As Earl Grant always talks about culture, policy of pressure, that's part of the culture for Leonard Hamilton.
It is. They're relentless. And you know, anytime you play a Florida State team coached by the Hall of Famer, in my mind, Leonard Hamilton, you're going to face pressure. Right now, 6-point lead with a chance to extend it to 8 or 9 to close out the half.
Florida State already has 7 steals. They average 9 per game to lead the conference. And a foul on Chaz Kelly.
They had one to give. And in this situation right here, if you're Boston College, obviously do not want to give up anything open going towards the basket. You'll live with obviously a deep contested three.
Morley the trigger. Primo Spears, quiet first half. Deep. Green, no. Post got it, and that sends us to halftime.
Be pleased with the production his team has given him on the road. In particular, this is more like a Florida State defense that we're accustomed to. They were solid in that first half.
Baba Miller, and he sinks the three-pointer. Miller, interesting range.
Yeah, great ball movement that time. Baba Miller again showing off his guard skills. That's a true 7-footer with a 7'5" wingspan, really long, intriguing prospect for the next level.
He's given them a boost. A bad pass by Chaz Kelly. Quinten Post said he was fouled. Deontay Green runs the floor, and it's an 11-point lead for the Seminoles.
And that right there, in transition, they've been really good. Florida State off of misses or turnovers. Another paint touch, though, previous possession for Florida State.
Darren Green for three is too strong. Kelly for Harris. Zachary moments ago with a bucket. He had a quiet first half.
Key changeup. Claudell Harris starts the second half for Boston College.
Eagles deliberate. Harris, step back three, yes. Claudell Harris, 5 3-pointers in 9 attempts at Syracuse. He has 9 on 3 threes.
And I think the 3-guard lineup is a key change-up for Boston College. Again, that's in response to the pressure that Florida State has put on them.
Baba Miller trying again for a 3-pointer, but Claudell Harris hit one moments ago.
Yeah, this right here drew the matchup of Baba Miller. Claudell Harris, step back 3, and then right here is get physical in this game. And again, I felt in that first 10-minute stretch, Florida State was the more physical and aggressive team. Boston College has matched that intensity to close this deficit.
BC's starter, Prince Alipe, is out with an ankle injury. He was injured in the first couple minutes of the game. The Eagles playing without the sophomore Alipe. McLaughlin for Quinten Post. Nice catch and a bunny.
That's the high-low that's there. When you go.
And a back in by Deontay Green, who never had his footing. Reason for that was contact from Quinten Post, the foul.
And the refs are going to have to clean this game up. Again, it is getting physical now. That's, again, a lot of contact, both ends. Both guys are fighting for position. And the veteran official crew, I can tell you right now, Teddy Valentine and crew are going to clean this game up. It has gotten physical to start off this second half.
Earl Grant expected that type of game. And now there's some talking between Green and Post, and Pat Driscoll has to break it up.
Again, Ted Valentine, Pat Driscoll, Tommy Morrissey, veteran officiating crew. I think right now these guys are going to be on a short leash. Again, any extracurricular talking or hitting, they're going to start calling guys for fouls.
Deontay Green playing with 3 fouls. More contact, this time on Devin McLaughlin.
And let's see the positioning on this, again, on the replay. The block out. Yeah, again, it looked like he grabbed his shirt. And the key thing with officiating, again, this is something veteran officials, it's about their positioning. So can they see the play right there, right in front of Teddy Valentine? And they're going to take a look at it.
Yep.
And see if it warrants anything other than a common foul. They got any type of hook and hold. Now, again, right there, there's a little bit of a hold. Yeah, I think that's just, from that angle, it looks like McLaughlin's just pulling his shirt. Now, again, I don't think he was on his arm pulling it down. Again, right there. Now, again, originally, it looked like Miller had the arm of McLaughlin. Right there, again, looks like the arm, and then McLaughlin's pulling away, but it looks like he's got his jersey.
Yeah, they both got caught in the wash, no pun intended. Here's our next gymnastics meet on ACC and in the ESPN app. This Sunday afternoon, North Carolina squares off against rival NC State at Reynolds Coliseum, and our coverage begins at 4 Eastern. Ongoing review by Pat Driscoll and Teddy Valentine. 3rd turnover of the game against Devin McLaughlin. Eagles have turned it over 10 times. This is a vital game for both as we're in the stretch run of ACC play. Florida State at 6-4, tied with Wake Forest. BC 2 games behind them, tied with Clemson, who's struggled the last couple games. So a topsy-turvy conference. Our colleague Joe Lenardi has 3 teams from the ACC in the field of 68.
Yeah, I had a conversation with Joe last week, and look, again, there's a lot of debate on this. As we just got a word, it's a common foul. Again, I like that they got it right, but I tell you right now, they're going to clean this up. And back to, obviously what's at stake here. I still think eventually 4 or 5 teams from the ACC should be in.
Agreed.
Again, it's hard to believe a team like Clemson and the Virginia Techs, even the Florida State team. Obviously, Virginia has done enough to try to separate themselves from the pack, but there's so many quality teams in the ACC. Hard to believe only 3 are going to get in.
Watkins, he was quiet in the first half. Zachary the rebound. When Zachary scores 15 or more, the Eagles are 5-2 this year and 13-4 in the last 2 years when he hits that magic number. He has 5. Claudell Harris. And Darren Green has it. High pass for Jalen Gainey, who had 6 points in the first half, the Brown transfer. Baba Miller out of control, but industrious off the glass, and no on the putback. Good effort. Did the hard part. Harris into a double team, throws it away.
Again, the length. Boston College is going to have to be better with the ball. Any passes, you have to be sure with your angle.
Watkins driving baseline. BC ball. Seminoles have missed their last 7 shots with a scoring drought approaching 3 minutes.
Florida State has given Boston College different looks. Right now, they're allowing them to inbound the ball. Now they're in their 2-2-1 pressure.
Post. Left hand is pretty. Good touch for the 7-footer who has 14 points, 2 shy of the season average.
Yeah, that's a tough left-handed finish. All set up, though, by the cut from Quinten Post.
Darren Green, guarded by Claudell Harris. And he throws it away. Flummoxed on the drive. 12th turnover. So Quinten Post and Green with some contact going to our timeout. Game, and what a Sports Illustrated cover that was. Billy Curley, your teammate. We saw your picture there with your teammates, and that will be a special day for you.
Well, for me, it's all about John Austin, though. Thank you to that man. It's always the first one that paves the way, and obviously there's no Malcolm Huckabee and many others afterwards if he does not take that first step. So salute to him.
No question. That game on February 17th will be at 4 o'clock on ACC Network. Watkins.
Another turnover, though, for Boston College. The only good thing is it did not turn into points for Florida State yet, but there it is. And again, just cannot do it against this Florida State team. They are so good, though, at creating turnovers.
Jalen Worley was our spotlight performer during the pregame. That was his first 2 of the night, coming off a season best 23 points.
And I think that right there, having Quinten Post bring the ball up, I think that's going to be, obviously, I think a formula for them. If he has another big on him, let him play point guard for you.
Jalen Worley is named after Jalen Rose, the Michigan Fab 5 fame. Chaz Kelly, poor shot. Here comes Worley, whirling dervish down the lane, and he's got it. The one-man fast break.
Well, he has been playing well for Florida State. His last game against Louisville, 23 points, and tied his career high. And when we spoke with Leonard Hamilton, it's because of that right there, him understanding his strengths. That's attacking the rim. Beautiful finish through contact.
Zachary from the elbow. Yes, sir. Frustration starting to mount for the BC offensive attack. Shooting 42%, 5 for 19 on threes at 26%. Now Jalen Gainey goes down. But Worley down the floor quickly.
And this right here, though, can't happen if you're Boston College. You got 4 guys back. That's 1 offensive player for Florida State. Nobody stopped the ball, and Worley just barreled his way down the rim. And Gainey, though, again, we'll watch that. He limps off the court. Certainly, he's a guy coming off a knee injury last season where he lost. So and he has given them great production. Hopefully he can get back in the game for Florida State.
And recruited for large part for his defensive muscle. Former Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year at Brown. Nickelberry, nice up fake. So he's been feeling it. He has 7 points off their bench.
He's a guy came in as a three-point shooter, but he's been nice off the bounce, and I've been impressed with his athleticism.
Zachary spinning in the lane. Devin McLaughlin quiet for the Eagles. He averages 11 points. He's at 8. Teddy Valentine, the whistle. Foul on the Noles. Big matchup tomorrow night. ACC Network men's basketball doubleheader. Louisville and Syracuse start us off at 7 Eastern. Then it's Duke, ranked 9th in the country, against Notre Dame. Vado Harris. Jamir Watkins. Ran into Zachary. One of the top steal men in the ACC, creates a jump ball.
Yeah, and he's the heart and soul for me of Boston College. When you speak to the coaching staff, he sets the tone on both ends of the court for Boston College. So key in what they do and everything defensively and offensively for the Eagles. Zachary,
33 steals, first on the Eagles. McLaughlin backing in. Harris, the corner 3. Rebound tipped, and here comes Nickelberry. Nice feed to Bull Bowen. Corin, flustered by Quinten Post. Zachary Matson converts. Back and forth, and a good feed by Jaden Zachary.
Yeah, that's beautiful transition offense.
Matson has 6 for the Eagles. Nickelberry. Florida State has never trailed. Spears forced it. As Matson takes the deep 3, and he hits the 3. Mason Matson leads BC in three-point shooting, and showing you why.
He's on a little 5-0 run by himself. That time to pull up 3.
Florida State led by as many as 14, and a foul on Jaden Zachary. And that will bring us to another commercial, but Mason Matson, the 3.
That's a break off the bench for Boston College, capped off by a pull-up 3 right here. And that has been key in this game of the bench production for Boston College. 17 points when Earl Grant went to his bench. Obviously, a lot of that, Claudell Harris and Mason Matson, they have been key in this stretch.
And Matson, in his last 4 games, Malcolm, has only made 2 3-pointers. He was quiet in their last game a week ago against Syracuse, the game they won. He only had 1 3-pointer in 3 attempts. But if he can get any offensive production off their bench, which is what they brought him in for from Cincinnati, where he was known as a 3-point shooter, that will be a huge bonus for the Eagles down the stretch. Cam Corin with a left hand, and Quinten Post corrals the rebound. He has 9. Post approaching a double-double. Post backing in, but it's taken away. Florida State leads the ACC in steals per game. Corin.
Nice activity moving without the ball that time by Corin. And here is Florida State again with their relentless pressure.
7 different players have led Florida State in scoring this year in 21 games. But tonight, 9 players have scored, no one more than 7 points.
And that's really a staple for Florida State. It's not just one guy, it is a complete team effort.
McLaughlin can't convert. Bull Bowen fights him for the 50-50 ball.
I really like how Worley has manned the point guard position for Florida State. He's done a nice job running in transition and then getting them set in their half court.
Corin, and a foul on Quinten Post. That's his 3rd. Like Corin's idea.
I do. Again, I like how they're going at Quinten Post again. He draws so much attention offensively. Right now, they're just trying to isolate him, get him some paint touches. See if they can try to continue to get fouls on Quinten Post.
Bowen, athletic to secure the ball. Primo Spears over to Bowen, thought about the three. And he hits it with a high arcing shot.
And that's great patience that time by Bowen. Again, he could have easily settled for the three. Nice little head fake. Work it into the paint. Use your length to go up over the much smaller Claudell Harris.
Taylor Bull Bowen has tied his season high with 9 points. Zachary deliberate. Now he goes to work. Adson the three. Yes, sir.
Leonard Hamilton is hot. That's not known in the scouting report. Matson is the one guy on Boston College. You do not want to leave him. Really no need to double team and give him a wide open look.
He has 8 points in the second half, 12 overall. Worley forced it. McLaughlin with a loose ball. Here comes Zachary down the lane, and a pin job by Taylor Bull Bowen. That was the athleticism of the Seminoles. The three by Nickelberry. Bull Bowen, both ends of the floor, playing terrific. Nickelberry directs traffic. Spears. He's 0 for 4 from the field. He averages 12 points, tied for second on the team. Transfer from Georgetown. Three for Post. You got it. Game is tied for the second time of the night.
Well, unexplainable why Florida State is leaving two of the better three-point shooters. That time, Quinten Post, who's over 40% from three. Beautiful dribble drive, draw the defense and kick out by Zachary.
Post third 3 in 5 attempts. Nickelberry. And here comes Claudell Harris, who will slow it down. Eagles energized. Florida State's lead, 31 minutes and 15 seconds, but a punch away by Bowen. Continues to do it all. Corin with a lay-in. Defense triggers offense.
All set up by the pressure. For me, Bowen, his energy for Florida State, in particular defensively right here, he has created havoc with his ball pressure.
19 points off turnovers for Florida State, 14 BC turnovers. Last 3 games, they've averaged 16 per outing. Zachary. No, but the foul. That will bring us to a timeout. But the story of the game has been the Eagles coughing up the ball.
19 points off of turnovers, relentless pressure by Florida State right here. Beautiful finish. And if you're Earl Grant and Boston College, certainly you have to be pleased. You're only down 2 on the other end of Florida State. You have to be pleased with this defensive effort. Obviously, coming off a game where you gave up over 100 points to Louisville. So, again, this is more in line of, I'm assuming, what Coach Hamilton wants from a defensive performance from his team.
BC only 3 foul shots. They've made all 3. Florida State only 2. That gives you an idea of where this game has gone. Zachary tries to tie it for the 3rd time. And he does. A great point on your part. That formula Leonard Hamilton utilizes against Louisville, it was off kilter, giving up over 100 points. Tonight, much more appetizing for him. Primo Spears stolen for a moment by Zachary. And here comes McLaughlin. Good defense by Spears to flummox him.
That's a great recovery. Looked like Boston College was going to have an uncontested layup.
Spears, quiet offensive night, but defensively fit to the cause. Darren Green for three. Well, they've had those counter punches, haven't they?
And that's a poor closeout that time by Boston College. Again, Green, the one guy, you have to find him. Excellent ball movement by Florida State. Big three by Green.
Madsen, a spark off the Eagles bench with 12 points. Long range, not this time. Kelly tracks it down. Forced it and out of bounds off of Jamir Watkins, who contemplates what may have been.
And right here, again, missed opportunity for Boston College. You got a 3-on-1, 2-on-1 right there. Unable to convert, and then that leads to excellent ball movement. That's probably the best offensive possession in the second half for Florida State. End result, a Green three.
Yeah, you mentioned Green. He has 353 three-pointers in his career. This time, another turnover. Watkins with the slam. My goodness, he almost rocked the rim. And an N1 opportunity. Jamir Watkins, the VCU transfer, running the floor.
Unselfish play by Primo Spears to Watkins. Again, right here, off the steal. And then right here, Spears could have easily taken that little dump ball pass and one. Excellent transition offense set up by the Florida State defense.
Watkins averaging 14 points to lead the Noles, but the last bucket, first points since 9 minutes remained in the first half. Comes up shy on the three-point play. For the foul. And a hook in the lane against Jamir Watkins. That's his second. Thursday, we'll have a full slate starting with ACC PM at 4. Then we have a doubleheader for women's basketball. Featured matchup at 8. Number 16, Virginia Tech. Number 3, NC State, followed by nothing but net. Coverage you can only find in one place on the ACC network and the ESPN app. 50-50 ball with McLaughlin, and Watkins continues to get a little bit salty.
It's just amazing how many deflections and turnovers that Florida State has been able to create. Obviously, we've talked about it. They lead the ACC coming into this game. Forced turnovers.
They've already surpassed their season average of 9 steals per game. They have 13. 3, Spears, no. Playing with 28 family members in attendance. He's from Hartford.
Big-time pickup in the portal for Coach Leonard Hamilton and Florida State.
Madsen trying to get around Darren Green. And he is determined. And the putback by Post. Over the top of Green. That's 19 for Post. And 11 rebounds. 10th career double-double. Nip and tuck continues, and a foul. Baba Miller hits the floor.
And not a good foul by McLaughlin again. Just got caught behind Baba Miller and just threw him to the ground. Again, you have to do your work, stay in your stance, and try to jockey for position. Again, right here, you're behind. Again, just threw him to the ground. That's an easy call for the refs to make. Again, cannot come out of your defensive stance and allow Miller to cut right in front of you.
It's 3 on McLaughlin. Watkins, the take on Zachary, and goes in. Not pretty, but effective for Jamir Watkins. He has 10 and 6 rebounds.
Well, the versatility of Baba Miller really makes Florida State difficult. Again, this is a 7-footer out here guarding Claudell Harris.
No way for the ball, a foul, but Jamir Watkins helping Florida State's cause. They have led from pillar to post.
Right here, a tough post move against one of the better defenders in Jaden Zachary. Florida State up 5.
They're a tough out.
Yeah, I really have liked how when they've settled in their half-court sets, they've got some high percentage looks, but make no mistake about it, it has been their defense in this game that has been the key. Take a look at what they've done for the season. They're well above their season averages for points off of turnovers enforced.
Traditionally a top 3 defensive team in the ACC under Leonard Hamilton. No surprise in his 22 years, it's correlated with him on the sideline. Hall of Fame coach. McLaughlin from 3. And Corin has the rebound. Not what you're looking for?
No, it's just really, though, again, you can take whatever you get against how tight this Florida State D has been. Right now, 3:18, under 3:18 to go. Every possession counts right now.
The Eagles have missed 18 threes. They're shooting 31% from distance. Steal by Mason Madsen. He's been terrific off the Eagles bench. Post leads all scorers with 19. Take by the 7-footer, and he's got it.
How these 7-footers can play off the bounce that time. Quinten Post off the dribble and finish through traffic.
Post 21 points, most since November 29th against Vanderbilt when he had 24. Spears trying the runner. Zachary against Darren Green in transition, and no bucket, but a foul. Pat Driscoll, veteran official all over it.
Jaden Zachary has been huge. 9 points so far in this game, 4 assists. This right here, almost the and one. Nice Euro. Just couldn't finish, but at the free throw line. And again, he is the heart and soul of this Boston College team.
Saturday night at 8:30 Eastern after our men's basketball matchup. The Nothing But Net crew breaks down the night in the ACC with highlights and analysis of every game, plus the look ahead to the best matchups on the schedule in the coming week. Coverage you can only find in one place, right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Jim Boeheim enjoying life in the studio. As Zachary converts on both, and it's a 1-point lead.
And Teddy Valentine talking to both bigs. I like that, giving them a warning, telling them to knock off any extracurricular. It's been a physical game.
And he just gave Quinten Post a tap to say, hey, you know what? I'm watching.
I think Florida State, they posted their guards at times, keeping the ball out of the paint. If you're Boston College, and then on the other end, can you handle the pressure versus Florida State?
Jalen Worley. 6 to shoot. Watkins directing traffic. Green thought about it. They got to hurry. Step back 3. No. But it's kept alive by Corin. Huge offensive rebound.
Earl Grant said second key for him in this game, rebounding. That's a huge missed opportunity for Boston College.
Worley, the bump and the bucket. Tenacious Jalen Worley.
If you look back at the tape, that offensive rebound could be the difference for Florida State.
6 points for Worley. All of them in the second half. Coming off 23 against Louisville Saturday. Zachary holds the crossover. Oh, the block. Tracked down by Zachary. The 3 by Madsen, off the line and out of bounds with 3 on the shot clock.
Well, you can't ask for a better look in the scramble situation right here. Again, missed opportunity right here. Nice job by Corin on the offensive glass, and then that led to a second chance point opportunity. And then on the other end, offensively, scramble situation. Boston College comes up with the ball. Matson had a wide open look, but just missed it. That might have been a fatigue right there. Again, you can't ask for a better look if you're Earl Grant and Boston College.
That's one of 3 Eagles in double figures with 12. He's had a nice night off the bench. Eagles with a full 94 feet pressure. Worley breaks it. 2 timeouts left for the Noles, 3 for BC. Under 10 on the shot clock for Primo Spears. Worley to 3, no. Zachary tracks it. McLaughlin's got it. It's a 1-point game. And a timeout BC. So Devin McLaughlin has 10 points. And the Eagles not going meekly.
A beautiful play by Zachary right here. Heads up again to find McLaughlin in that situation right there. Pinpoint pass. A nice finish by McLaughlin. Right now, Boston College trailing 16.7 seconds left. And you take a look at Boston College coming back. Tonight they trailed by 15. And if you look at the numbers, you have to be pleased if you're Earl Grant that you're only down 1 in this game with a chance, obviously, to try to win. Obviously, you're going to have to either force a turnover or miss free throw, but 19 points off of turnovers for Florida State in this game, and the turnover numbers really have been huge.
And a classic Florida State game because it's a grinder. This is the way they win games. This is why Leonard Hamilton has been to Sweet 16s 3 of the last 5 years. This is the way he wants to play.
Yeah, and again, Stan Jones, you take a look at him on his staff as well, longtime assistant. They do a great job recruiting Florida State-type players, length, excellent defenders, and right now, if you're Boston College, you don't want to get beat long, though.
Spears doubled, works out of it to Darren Green, and a foul on Jaden Zachary.
Well, if you're Boston College in that situation, again, you got to foul right away. You really don't have an opportunity to let ticks go off. Again, if you don't get the initial steal, you got to foul right away.
Agreed.
Again, letting extra ticks go off. Now you're going to have to hope for some misses.
Took almost 6 seconds off the clock before they finally fouled. And he missed the 1-and-1. Timeout BC. Eagles will have a chance to win it with 10.1 left. Earl Grant to design a play, and a big miss for Darren Green.
Huge miss. Couple of things for Boston College. Inbounding the ball, that's key. You must get the ball inbounded. You almost don't want to call a timeout in that situation because it's been so difficult for you to inbound the ball against pressure. I think you put Jaden Zachary in a high ball screen with Quinten Post. Go from there. You're going to have a big, so if they switch, you're Jaden Zachary. You're trying to go to the lane, draw, and then you got to kick back out to either a post. If not, though, you're going to have at least 3 guys, 4 guys crashing the offensive glass if Zachary shoots.
And another underplayed aspect of the game, Florida State 4 free throw attempts. They've made 2 of those. BC 6 foul shots. They've made all 6.
What a game this has been. Florida State came out like they were going to blow Boston College out of the water.
They've led the whole way.
They did, and then credit Boston College again hanging around in this game. 10.1 seconds left, and they got a chance to win this game. And
the largest lead was 19-4 for Florida State in the early stages. Now here comes the Noles' upcoming schedule. Virginia and then at Virginia Tech, and the big one with Duke. But back with BC on February 20th here on ACCN.
Yeah, obviously the road not easy for any of these teams. Again, this ACC is brutal. These teams, top to bottom, there are no easy outs. As you take a look at Boston College, they go on the road to Duke.
That game will be at 2 o'clock on Saturday on ESPN.
Again, key right here, Boston College inbounding the ball. Again, that has been problematic. Obviously cannot turn this one over. They're going to put Baba Miller, his length on the ball. I like that.
Good idea.
By Leonard Hamilton. Again, make that inbounds pass really difficult. Baba Miller, his length, 7'5" wingspan on the ball.
Madsen to inbound for Claudell Harris. Harris darts into the front court. And a foul.
So it's going to be a side out.
Side out. And a 30-second timeout. 5.8 to play. So what do you expect?
Again, it looked like they were going to put the ball in Claudell Harris's hands. Regardless, whether it's Zachary or Harris, I like Quinten Post involved in a quick screen. Now, again, 5.8 seconds. You don't have a lot of time for the play to develop slowly, side out of bounds. Key thing is you got to inbound the ball. You know Baba Miller is probably going to be on the inbounds pass with his length.
Isn't it as simple as you get the ball in your best offensive player's hands?
Yeah, and then you got to go. Obviously, that's the matchup they like. I think the big thing is, though, he was the only one that was able to come open free to get the ball. Again, it's obviously going to be either Zachary or Claudell Harris with the ball in their hands.
That foul on Watkins, the 16th foul. That creates the side out for Mason Madsen. And you're right. They'll be hounded by Baba Miller. Zachary Harris, Post, McLaughlin, Madsen on the floor for BC. Post. Zachary, double stolen by Corin. Zachary puts it up, no good. And there's your ball game. The swarming defense of Florida State, a problem throughout, and they hang on for the 1-point win.
Their defense was what gave them the lead, and